actually the second episode of the Purloin Code. I am so excited to be here on a Tuesday evening, rolling some dice, telling some stories, and, you know, this is the first time we've done a sci-fi, game on the Dawntlot, and it's, Scum and Villainy, which is Evil Hat, which means, you know, I'm all about it. So, I am so glad, to be back this week. We have JB and Adelaide and Jason and Trooper back with us, bringing back each of their characters. If you want to know a little bit more about their characters, you can scroll down there just underneath and find a nice little extension, very, very cool, that will tell you all about their characters. You can see the beautiful artwork that we had created and get some backstory, some extra information, some stats, everything you could possibly want to know about them. But without wasting too much time, I wanted to hop right in this week because, there's so many things. You guys planted way more seeds last week than I expected you to. But what I do want to remind everybody is you can make their lives a lot harder by adding consequence to them and to their experience. You see that little, other way, that way, there's a little circle up there, a little consequence meter. Every time you support the channel by giving tips, you can make that meter go up. And when it fills to 100%, the consequences will be dire. So get on that, and if you just simply want to know more about what we're doing, you can subscribe to the channel or follow it, which is totally free. And it'll drop some things out of the sky. It'll hit this nice little bucket up here. It's really cool. So yeah, they make their own lives hard enough as it is. Never have truer words been spoken. So true. Awesome. Well, I'm going to do a very quick recap. We're going to kind of dive right in because we left the, last week's episode kind of on this interesting, I wouldn't even say a cliffhanger. It was just like a moment of motion, we'll call it. So we kicked off our campaign with the lot of you floating in space, with very little life support left on your ship, which had been attacked by another ship full of raiders. You had managed to fight them off and kill them. And through some, what I want to think in my recap I wrote hijinks, all of you managed to get off board the ship to some degree in spacesuits and recover some parts and things. Some of it done secretly without the rest of the ship knowing. And then some of it definitely we all knew about, including the hard drive on that other raider ship. You managed to get some fuel, but most importantly, after tapping in and reading through this hard drive, you found a couple things. One, you found a true Purloin Code contract, which matches the Purloin Code tattoo, which is currently on the severed arm that Hanovi acquired floating through space. And you found a second contract. A gray contract. One that seems to be possibly an assassin's contract. And it was out on the four of you. With a little bit of fuel and small amount of power that you had, you were able to hop over to the nearest space station, which to your luck just happens to be the large military station known as the Solus Base. And the Solus Base is also the secret headquarters of the Purloin Guild. You were greeted, I guess, as welcomed as you can be when you're basically a hired mercenary. Your ship is currently being refueled and patched as much as humanly possible. But you were greeted by a commander. Hanovi, you would know this commander. You answer to him most of the time, and since you are a level 3 security, in comparison to the rest of your crew, you would know this is Commander Jacques Plume. Jacques Plume. He goes by Commander Plume most of the time. But Commander Plume is not human. He is of an alien race, very large in size, kind of oversized belly. He does walk on 2 legs, but the skin tone is kind of this odd gray, definitely signifying that he is at least not a pure human. But he wears the uniform and he wears it well, and walks with a lot of power as he leads the 4 of you down a gangway, a small one. A few soldiers that are definitely wearing military attire step to the side as he leads all of you down. They kind of look, a few of them whisper. He does not stop in quick pace. Because the four of you, if I remember correctly, told him that you had received important information, which is why you have not made your delivery yet.
But also we have to stop by in the way anyway, because we can't make it all the way to the...
That's also true. And that, when you said you needed to refuel, and the fact you guys haven't checked in, this was supposed to be kind of a day trip, and you guys have been out almost 3 days without any contact. Which is interesting, because you did actually put out some messages. So, he leads you through a winding set of hallways. The walls seem to beep and buzz with odd mechanics. This is one of the much nicer space stations, and being a military base, it is hardy. Everything is made of thick black metal. It would be hard-pressed to even blast through this unless you had another military starship of some kind. And he leads you to a small room. It is empty, sans for a table in the middle and some chairs around it. This is probably some kind of holding facility. They may interrogate people here. You're not really sure. It is sterile and barren. And the door kind of slides to the side as he steps in a very tight posture and simply gestures for you all to enter.
Dev, of course, enters as instructed with his Urbot sort of just hovering beside him.
Oh my god, he did!
just zzz, hovering with little hover jets by the hands, just floating along beside him as he enters in the room.
You actually see him, like, cock his head and watch as it enters. It's not unheard of for there to be pilot assistant droids, but they don't usually look like bears.
Well, that's their fault.
It's also probably true that the concept of, like, a Teddy Ruxpin, like, actually the bear itself, which is very human, and probably obviously came from, like, ancient Earth, he doesn't really know what a bear is. A bear in its truest form is not something that you're going to find in space. So he looks at it with much confusion and dismay. Do you all enter willingly? Anybody say anything to him?
Yeah, I'll enter. I'll kind of like hang in on the little door frame, arms crossed, kind of leaning to the side. Like, he wanted to talk to us, correct? We didn't just want to talk to him.
There was a little of both.
A little of both, okay.
He definitely wants to talk to you, considering the fact you've not made your delivery.
Yeah, well, this isn't gonna take long, is it?
You ask him that?
Mm-hmm.
It will take as long as it takes.
Sorry, answer, is it?
And Dev just tries to make, sits down, tries to make himself sort of small, because he always feels uncomfortable in settings with people asking questions.
Yeah.
What is there in this room? Is there a desk or a table?
There's just a table in the middle with some chairs kind of around. All of them obviously bolted to the floor. Other than that, there's probably a comm system and some kind of screen, like actual display screen that's embedded into the wall, though it doesn't currently display anything.
Okay. Well, I'll take a seat kind of front and center at the table.
Yeah.
And hit this frozen hand on the table in front of me, and then cross my arms in my lap and kind of twiddle my thumbs.
Like, I brought the thing. He waits for all of you to enter. You're welcome to take a seat. He chooses to stand at kind of an upright posture. And when you slam the hand on the table, you see his eyes dart to look at it. And he simply says, "Should you start, or should I?"
I will start. So we got attacked out in, on the waste. Figured just some raiders. Blew our ship half apart. Finally got that fixed. Went over there to investigate and, found our boy here.
Boy.
The hand?
That is a hand, not a boy.
Flip the thing over.
I turn it over and show the tattoo.
This catches his eye. You watch as a single large, like, just dense eyebrow, like, raises.
Yeah, we felt the same way.
You killed one of our own.
They shot first.
He was already dead. Ship malfunction, vacuum. Pulled him out into space. We barely caught him.
He walks over, his feet thud against the floor, and he picks the vacuum-sealed hand up. With a fail swoop and a large, like, kind of a bulging muscle, he rips the plastic away and pulls out the hand. The smell immediately, like, permeates that of flesh and of dead flesh, and he takes it over to a small LED, like, screen, and puts the hand against it. You watch as it, as it, like, scans it, the 5 fingerprints, and a HUD holographic screen pops up in the center of the table, available for all to see. You watch as the system kind of runs through. You hear a familiar voice, that of Sis, though it is not your Sis, it is part of their system, and it simply says, "Not identifiable." Furrows his brow again, and he puts the hand, it scans again. "Not identifiable." You see a kind of like screen pop up where it would usually have an image and a fingerprint and all the information, and it doesn't have anything. It remains blank. And he turns and looks, he says, "This is not one of ours. Why does it bear the mark?"
Your guess is as good as mine.
And Dev
I got
looks.
some ideas.
Dev looks to Janus, like, say the things. But Dev doesn't say anything because.
Right, well, Janus is already sitting down. He's got his feet up on the table. He's rolling a coin back and forth between his fingers. My guess, mate, is that your computer is full of shit.
And Dev just, like, Dev was like, that was not the facing that he wanted to have. He just, like.
I mean, you can't get the tattoo unless you're part of the Purloin Guild, right? Well, here's the tattoo. They attacked us. And your computer says that there is nobody by that identification in the Prologue Guild. So either it's a fake tattoo or your computer is an idiot.
His eyebrow raises once more, the other eye kind of squints, maybe even twitches a little bit at your complete disregard for his status. And he slams the hand down onto the table very kind of aggressively. And he says, "Our systems are never wrong. If he was a guild member, he would be in the system. What else did you recover from the crash site?"
I look over at Hanovi and any thoughts? Should we tell him?
I have my eyes cut to you. Yeah.
I'll reach into my bag and pull out the hard drive, walk over and place it on his desk. Don't kill me. We had to find out.
"I make no promises." This like large hand, oversized hand, grabs the hard drive. He walks over to the same kind of LED screen, and there's a compressed door. And as he presses it, it pops open, and there's clearly a slot for a hard drive, and he slots it in and turns it into place. And as it locks into place, blue lights pop up.
I have a question.
Oh, you go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Can we specify, because I imagine, I don't know about Hanovi, but I don't know, sometimes Hanovi and Dev have similar thought processes, but since there's clearly a mole, Dev would have made a copy of this drive before handing it over, just in case the person we're handing it over to is the mole and wants to murder us right now in the room. It would be nice if we had a copy.
All right.
Good thinking.
How about this? I'm going to give you what's called a fortune roll. And we're going to see during your travels between decrypting it, how much of it managed to get copied over. So a fortune roll is just that. I believe it's just a d6, if I remember correctly. Let me double check on myself because I do want to give you the benefit of the doubt, just so you know.
Right. Because I'm just saying, I don't know how much I would be able to copy over, but I don't want to hand over the only copy of the evidence that maybe we're not,
Okay.
Just in case he's a villain.
All right. Sure. Assume the best. So, here's how the fortune rolls work. Basically, I'm going to give you a trait for this, which is whatever your highest trait is. You have like a hack trait. You get 1 die for, or however many dice you have for your best trait. What is it?
Helm.
Okay. We're at the helm. I'll give it to you. All right. So there are going to be 2 die that you're going to roll there. This will kind of be an odd d6 roll. And then I'm going to also give you an additional die for being, obviously teamwork, but you would have been in a very secure place to be able to do this. You didn't have to do it very quickly, so it's just considered an advantage, basically. So 3 die. Give it a roll. Let's take your higher one.
So let's say controlled roll, standard effect, 1 bonus die.
Yep, you can definitely roll it that way. Hey, damn!
That's a crit, which means we get a gambit. Is that right?
That does mean you guys get a gambit. That gives you. You're sitting on 3 gambits now, right? I believe so.
Wait, do we get a gambit only if it's a risky roll or above? That's probably true.
I think that's
actually that's true. It does have to be risky. You're right.
Yeah.
So it would be. You're right. So, but you guys still. I know for a fact you have at least 2 gambits in your back pocket at the moment. That's good. So I'm gonna let you tell me how you backed it up, where you backed it up, and what you did with it.
So, as he was going through this and realized that this was not good information, and of course the first thing he wanted to do was to tell his sister so that she could decide what to do about it, because she's the captain and also his sister.
Yeah.
But he was worried he's been concerned about the implications that there was a hit on them, all 4 of them, with their real names. That means somebody has information that they should not have, and that made him nervous. So he pulled a copy over onto a sort of like a flash drive, like a removable drive, that is not connected to anything.
Okay.
Any kind of interwebs, and he placed it inside Teddy, sort of hidden inside Teddy's sort of like Teddy has a little secret compartment, and he hid it inside Teddy so that like maybe in Teddy's ear.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Did you copy everything or just the assassin's contract?
Oh no, also the Purloin Guild contract. He wanted all of the stuff there.
So basically the whole hard drive you copied over to a small drive and put it inside your Teddy.
He didn't know at the time that that they may not have actually been Purloin Guild members, but the fact that they were was also perhaps problematic because there was a firefight between them.
Yeah.
So,
well, and I remind you, there was an official contract, Purloin contract on the the hard drive. So
for these missing hypercrystals that were lost in space.
Yes, two hypercrystals.
Quite tragic.
Yep. Hypercrystals. They're also known as fuel prisms. Like once they're processed. Okay. So
he's got that. He's got that hidden in today, just in case.
Sure.
He's a little, but the contract. He's hoping though that this person, that Commander Plume will see the official contract, and then that will be.
Yeah. So in that moment, as the kind of hydraulics let out and this giant hard drive slid in and turned into place and the blue lights begin to move, the camera cuts to this flashback of you like copying diligently all the hard drive information and slotting it into the Teddy for safekeeping. What was Teddy's name again?
I call him Teddy,
You just call him Teddy. Okay,
but that's his actual name, though.
great. I can remember that.
Like Theodore, but it's Teddy.
Yeah, like Theodore, but Teddy. Sure. What was that, Midge?
As he's sliding it in, yeah, your guess is as good as mine, but there's a contract on there with all of our names, like our real names, and they were trying to kill us.
He doesn't turn, but he does pause after it slots in, and kind of, like I said, the blue lights fill in, and the large LED screen on the wall, like, lights up, and begins to, show an image, like, basically boot up. He does stop and straighten, without turning around, and he says, "There are no guesses, only answers." System. Yes, Commander. Bring up the internal hard drive. Stuff scrolls, bing, it pops up. What are you searching for? He turns and looks at all of you. I suspect you have thoroughly covered the hard drive.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Then skip to the point and tell me the interesting parts.
Purloin Guild guys on a Purloin Guild ship, so far as we know, we're out to kill other Purloin Guild members, aka us.
The system pops up, or again, you hear the voice. There is an official signed contract for the Purloin Guild saved here.
No,
and it like pops up.
Different thing. Keep going.
Again, it begins to like scroll and scroll and scroll. He sees the official contract pop up. You see his brows furrow again as it seems odd that he ran a hand that's not in the system. The screen finally stops, and the system voice comes overhead. I see there are encrypted files saved in a hidden log. Should I open them?
Yeah, that's where it, just do it.
He turns to look at all of you, the commander. He says, "Did you unencrypt it? Is it dangerous?"
It's not dangerous, but it's got all the information on there.
He looks to Hanovi for this one.
Hanovi nods. And
Fair play.
They crawled around everywhere inside that hard drive. If there was something on it dangerous, it would have been on the ship by this point.
There was pardon me, there was a safety mechanism in there, but that was bypassed, so
This is the one that went in.
it should
I
be
jerked my thumb over towards Wallflower.
He says, "Do you know the passcode?"
I've already disconnected the
System, open the backlogged files. He doesn't even let you finish. As soon as he says that you've done it, he's like, on to business. And the system says, "Of course." The logs begin to kind of pop open. I imagine that, like, 1998, like, files, the way, like, files overlay on your screen as pop-ups happen. And he kind of takes it all in, his eyes fluttering across the screen, and the system finally stops. And, she says, "In this file, there are financial records, historical records, travel logs, and a concealed document. I suspect they speak of the concealed document."
Is she always this dense?
He turns to look at you. She's
Our
a machine.
sister's like way better, isn't she? Right?
Well, I'll leave that. That's another piece of discovery we can talk about later. But he goes, "Open the concealed file." Boop, it pops up on the screen. He begins to read. It is the contract. The symbol at the bottom. He says, "System, permanently delete the logged file."
Are you gonna do?
Of
I'm
course.
looking over at Hinobi, like,
I still have my hands folded in my lap.
Yeah, I was like, ooh. File deleted. He turns to look at all of them, and he says, I do not understand. You have...
neither do we.
What do you know of them? Obviously referencing the second contract.
Wait, you mean the assassination contract or the official contract?
The assassination contract.
Okay. They attacked us.
No,
We're just out there in space.
not them. He kind
Them.
of lowers his voice. Them. The profane. The blue
Oh,
oath.
that's
The
it.
black resolute.
The
The void.
The
Wars.
Assassin's Guild that should not be named. Yeah.
He turns and kind of turns his head. Nobody calls them assassins out loud. It's like saying, you just don't. It's like Voldemort. You just don't say it out loud. His eyes dart to you.
They who must not be named.
Yeah, they who must not be named. Because he ran through a whole list. Like, people call them all kinds of things. They're known as the Profane, the Blue Oath, the Black Resolute. They are known as Void Wards. They are known as a lot of things. But we don't call them assassins out loud.
Well, right, mate. Well, I think you need to. Life is short, and you need to unclench your cheeks a little bit and not stress about it.
I'm a bit stressed about the situation because they why would them why would they want to why would they even know who we are, and why would they want to kill us? I don't
Ask the guy who knows him. And I'll look back over at Hinobi.
My jaw tenses.
This seems outside of my jurisdiction. As part of your service, you are required to stay under the radar. You have been marked. This is not the guild's problem.
Commander, sir.
Yes, soldier.
Considering that the contract is for all four of us, and also with our real names, and that they were posing as if they were not actually Purloin Guild members, and that they knew where to find us, sir, it seems to me, or I think my suspicion is that this might be a Purloin Guild problem, because they seem to have gotten information, sir, about our activities that could have only come from the Purloin Guild, sir.
Are you saying we have a mole?
Yes, sir.
Kill him, Debbie.
No. I'm not telling you, sir. I'm not. No, sir. I would not. I'm just offering the possibility, sir. I would not.
He clears his throat and stands up straight and walks back over to the wall. Presses the door open again, clearly getting ready to remove the hard drive. And he says, I cannot endanger the guild any farther. You are to complete your contract and deliver the item. After that, I suggest you lay low. We will start an internal investigation to smoke out the mole. Until then, take this with you. And, ooh, we got a cheer. And he reaches in and goes to turn the hard drive back and to pull it out. It turns, and as he goes to pull it out, it doesn't come out. And he stops. He, like, wipes his hands down his pants as if maybe he got a little sweaty or something. And he reaches again and goes to pull it. His large muscles bulge, and it doesn't free. And he says, "System, release the hard drive."
Janus holds up the hand and goes, "You need a hand, mate?"
Sir, could you maybe perhaps disconnect this console from the network? I think, sis, maybe?
The system goes, "I'm sorry. Something is wrong." He goes,
"Sis," and he's looking at his actual sister because she's good at computers.
Yeah, give it a little slap.
No, I quarantine the system maybe, because if this is a mole,
and as you start breathing heavy, something happens. The kind of blue jagged lights that kind of came around the screen that activated the system begin to shift from blue to red. And you can hear a small piece of panic in his voice as he says, "System, release the hard drive."
Okay,
and he's
start
like
packing. Let's
pulling,
go.
And it's getting like he's pulling harder and harder. You can see
Quarantine the system.
the sister says, "I'm sorry. It is." And then a voice changes. "Too late."
Yep, going. Get up. Let's go.
The screen turns red. A strange code begins to kind of take over as if a virus may potentially have been placed in there. Finally, you watch as he makes a valiant effort and pulls at the hard drive, ripping the entire computer piece free of the wall. Hard drive still intact. He's holding like a chunk of computer in his hand, and he looks at all of you and he turns around and he says, "What have you done?"
I'm only level 2, so yeah.
I'm only level.
Point of order, mate.
Pay grade.
Point of order is that you were the one that couldn't get it out, so it's not, as you would like to say, really our problem, right?
His upper lip snarls for the first time, and you see just kind of like an inhuman nature to him. As hard as he's attempted to keep himself in a poised place, and he kind of growls under his breath as he says, You brought this in here. You told me it was secure."
I didn't say it was secure.
He stands up tall and he says, "Hanovi."
Hanovi stands up and kind of straightens the front of his suit and buttons it again from where he was sitting. Yeah.
So intimidating.
I am going to have to ask the four of you to join me in holding until we can further interrogate you.
Yeah. That doesn't seem like a good idea.
For once, I agree with this guy.
Hanovi takes a step forward, and he says, "This stinks in too many ways."
I agree with you. And instead of pointing fingers, I'm going to simply ask the four of you to stand and allow me to escort you to holding where we can further interrogate you.
That's gonna be a no.
Of course, sir. And Dev salutes and just sort of like stands up. He's like, I said it should be quarantined. And he just sort of like stands up as if he's like expecting to be taken somewhere.
Listen, okay? Clearly, whoever's on the end of that thing knows that we know that they know that we know that they know. So, I'd suggest it's probably better, since we already know that they know that we know, that we go and, you know, putting us in a box is probably going to get us killed right now, considering
He reaches.
this situation's fucked. We should go.
As you're talking, he reaches up to his ear over, which clearly has some kind of comm in it, and he simply says, "Sergeant, please bring 2 support staff. We are in need in room B3124.
Right, I wouldn't do that, mate. Just saying.
And then Dev just sits down and puts his hands on them
Hanovi
so they're
pulls
visible.
his knife
Ooh.
Beefcake, I once had a friend named Han who was in a situation like this. And I fired my blaster at his skull.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
All right, so I'm gonna let you have it. This is very exciting. Oh, we got another cheer. Thank you.
Good.
right.
Oh my god.
Deb's already hyperventilating low key. Like, this is not gonna be so
I'm hyperventilating low key.
All right, here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna let you have it because he was not expecting you to pull the blaster. What I'm gonna do is, the first thing you want to do is like pull the blaster and like get a shot off. So I'm gonna have you roll to see just how successfully you like finagle it out from underneath the table and make a shot, and then he can take some harm, and you can potentially shoot him in the head if that's what you're wanting. Yeah, the Han shot first. All right.
Oh my!
I love this so much. Okay.
Christ.
How would you like to do that, Janice? Janice, you tell me.
Right, well, so he's still got his feet up on the table.
Yeah.
And he's leaning over to Hanobi, and he's just talking to him about his buddy Han. And while the whoever this dude is, I don't really care.
Our boss?
Yeah.
Our boss that you just shot.
So
That's good.
while he's like staring at me and Hanobi chit-chatting, I'm reaching down to my side and pulling out one of my fine blasters with the special ammunition.
All right.
And just my targeting eye is locking in.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you have your target eye too. Okay, so
Okay.
what are you gonna roll? Are you gonna roll scrap for this one?
Oh, it's totally going to be scrap. And
Okay.
given the situation, would this be desperate?
This is desperate.
Oh.
Huh. So
The
I'm
moment
gonna
he
push,
touched that that desperation level.
I'm going to push myself
Okay.
and take a gambit.
Okay, great. So you'll take 2 stress, but you get that extra die. Get the gambit die.
Yep.
Yeah, and then whatever your scrap is, which I think you said was 2. So
So it'd be 4 total dice.
4
correct?
total dice.
What's the effect I'm looking for here?
Well, in this case, the effect, I'm gonna say there's an opportunity for a pretty great effect here, which is killing him.
Yeah.
Let's cross their butts. All right.
We're gonna have to have some talks on the ship.
How many
Here we go.
dice are you up to, Jason?
4. Are you going to assist?
Yeah, I was going to assist.
Yeah!
You've got your knife out, so.
All right,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
true.
because he's chatting with me because that's making.
I mean,
5 total.
I was hoping this would be the reverse and he'd be assisting me in this outcome. So.
That's okay. Well, the good news is you pulled the blade, so I'll definitely give it to you because the gun will be faster than the blade. But
Basically, all I was doing was
It's the
stepping
devil.
forward to get his attention and open the floor.
okay, well, the good news is you did that. You distracted him. He turns to look at you in a very trusting manner. You are one of his. He trained you, Hanobi. And the fire or the blast goes off. It cuts straight through his head in a very clean way. There's no blood. It singes through. The hole lays at, the size of a $50. And there's a moment where he blinks at you. His brow furrows as if he doesn't understand. And then his body falls backwards in a very limp way and hits the floor with a loud thud.
What did you do?
I kept us out of incarceration. I think Hanobi had the same idea. I suggest we get the hard drive and get the fuck out of here.
Get the bags.
Let's go. Let's move it. Move along.
I'm gonna grab the piece. Okay, so the question: the piece of computer that was chunked out of the wall, is that a huge chunk?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty large. It's like a desktop computer. It's like you had a box that was the hard drive, a couple inches thick, and he slid it into, so he had to rip the whole panel out. So it's about the size of a small desktop computer.
Okay, and I still can't get that hard drive out of that.
Not at the moment. You may be able to, or figure out like why it's stuck. But at the moment, you're gonna have to.
I'll carry the whole thing.
You're gonna have to probably carry the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Beefcake should carry the large piece of equipment. Just saying.
And it's about this time as the room is now flashing with this odd red light. It's like glowing and embering off of the walls where this bad code has taken over.
Run.
Yeah.
Did you use a gambit on that roll?
Yes.
Then we do not get another gambit back. We only get one back if we didn't spend one on it.
But didn't we get
no,
a gambit for it being
because of me.
desperate?
Oh.
Because he made it. It was a desperate roll under. That's what he gets for being a scoundrel. So, this kind of red light is embering, and you hear the system overhead as the voice chimes. Fired. Shots have been fired on board the ship. Code 3. Code 3. Shots have been fired inside of the ship. Code 3. Code 3. Lights come out of the wall. They start, like, turning these red lights to match the color, and...
Hanovi, act like you've got us in custody.
That's not gonna work. He's with us.
Does Commander Plume's earpiece come out or get one implanted?
Yeah, no, it is definitely like a comms piece that fits in his ear.
So I'll pull that dude off and slip it on.
Yeah.
Start listening to the radio chatter, what they're doing, where they're going.
You can hear an odd alien voice on the other side. It takes you a second to, like, process the language, and you realize it must be the sergeant that was coming with extra forces. He keeps saying, Commander, report. Commander, report. Troops are on the way. Commander, report.
So
Everything's fine here.
I was going to say, this is in the comms piece in Hanovi's ear.
That was such a great Han reference.
Start shoving them out of the room if they're not already going.
Yeah.
Pretty much just say, duck into a room. We gotta get out of here.
I was at the door, so I'll be...
Okay.
Ready to go.
You guys are going to just pick any room?
Won't they be able to track us?
Anything that's open. We just need them to get by.
Okay. I'm going to let somebody here make a...
Ooh, I'll make a skulk roll.
I was about to say, this is a skulk roll. I'm going to let you do it, but because Hanovi's there, and I won't make him take any stress for it, just like he knows this layout as well as you, so take an extra die for it. Just because, like, all the rooms, and the way this organized is laid out, this place is organized and laid out.
So what's the position? Risky, controlled, desperate?
This is a desperate position.
Yeah.
And if you roll well, this will potentially be a great outcome, which is that you hide and they don't find you.
4-3-3.
Okay. You guys bolt into a room. It's open. You guys managed to get inside. This seems to be more of some kind of storage locker. It doesn't have large crates in it, but kind of small, airtight, sealed ones. The door, like, shut as you hear the sound of feet. About 5 or 6 soldiers trot by in unison, and you can hear them not but a few hundred feet down in another room, as they say, Commander, open up! Commander! And the door, you can hear it slide open. They all enter the room, and one of the soldiers says, "It's clear, Sergeant. They're not here."
Go. I'll just kind of open the door and wave
Slip out, yeah.
down the hallway towards the ship.
Okay, how are we moving through the ship?
Range walking?
As though we have somewhere to be.
Great.
Walking with purpose.
If there's a clipboard, I would like to grab one.
Yeah, okay.
With the clipboard.
Okay.
Tablet, whichever.
Yeah, you've got an earpiece. Well, first off, Hanovi, you begin to hear comms communication. They're beginning to shut down areas of the military rig or ship, and they are not allowing ships out of port. They're asking for all ships, no ships to enter, no ships to exit. You're able to backtrack, no problem. There seems to be a lot of activity, and people keep making eyes at all of you, though you've not been identified yet, so they can't necessarily... they can't necessarily identify you. But panic has kind of ensued. Soldiers are taking up weapons, and they seem to be going room to room. Where are you headed?
Back to the ship. Is there... Well, Hanovi would probably know better than us. I'll kind of, like, lean over, like, is there, like, a back alleyway route through this thing?
We can get back to the ship, no problem. Can you get the ship free if we get there?
Yeah, I can get it. It's free. It's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, you just unplug the thing and go. It's fine. Just don't worry about it. I got it. Don't worry about it.
We're gonna have to jump as soon as we get free. They'll
Okay.
be on us.
Hang on to your butts.
Okay, so the plan is to go like a back way through?
An expeditious, I would imagine the quickest way that does not look suspicious.
Okay, the quickest way that does not look suspicious to the docks. All right, that's actually going to be, you're gonna have to go down, and that's gonna be kind of like through the actual, like there are multiple tiers of the docks. There's like basically passenger, cargo, and transport kind of things. This is gonna be the area where basic goods are delivered. So it's mostly like ship shuttle or carries and shuttles and things like that. Yeah, you guys kind of go down that way. There seems to be a lot of closed doors. You see that like lots of hallways have kind of been blocked off. And you guys get to what will lead you out and onto the gangway that actually goes out onto the those kind of facility docks. And there are two soldiers by the door. And as you guys walk closer, they take their blasters and cross them. And they say, "We're sorry. No one is allowed on the ports."
Get the hell out of my way.
Are you going to intimidate him?
Yeah, there's gonna be a command.
Hell yeah.
Poor Dev.
Risky, controlled, or desperate?
I'm gonna say this one's risky. We're not necessarily in a desperate place. They don't know who you are. So I would say it's just a risky position. The effect here, though, the effect here will probably be pretty standard. I'm gonna give this a standard one just because, like, if you get through and they let you through, that's what you get. So it's pretty standard.
Okay.
Is anybody doing anything to give me bonus on this roll?
I bet Janice would. Dev is a little stressed out at the moment.
Yeah, Janice is totally right there. Basically just styling posed, holding on to his pistol grips.
Okay.
In his waistband.
All right, you can go ahead and take that stress, and we'll give you that extra die to stress.
I will say that I have scary. You have an air of menace and danger obvious to even the most unobservant.
Oh.
Potency when trying to intimidate someone. So I don't know what potency means in this regard. And I'm not doing a show of force, which I could, but I'm not.
Yeah, okay.
To give myself a plus 1d.
Okay. Okay, yeah, take that extra die then. Because of the potency, we'll just give you another one.
Sure. So
Sweet.
that's 2 bonus die.
2
one
bonus
for the
die. On top of whatever you had there. Okay. So at the 4, they literally lean back. When you kind of, they definitely kind of quake a little bit, and he goes, sir, he seems to be just like a grunt. What your status, sir? They said no one was allowed on the docks.
I'll gesture over to Slip, who's holding this clearly destroyed or partially destroyed hard drive. We have to get this out of here. Now move.
He kind of looks to the other guy. The other guy looks at him. They have
Station
a moment.
security.
I need your, and he kind of holds up one of those HUD pads where you have to like put your hand on it.
I hit my hand against it really too hard.
It thuds and runs. Your thing comes up. It says level 3. And they kind of both look at each other like,
He outranks you.
okay.
I listen to the big guy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right away, sir. And the other guy turns and kind of boops the pad. The doors slide open. They step to the side very hesitantly, trying to. They don't know if they're being played or not, but they're a little too scared to really question it.
Are these two guys essentially the only ones in the docks, or
Yeah,
like
it's dead down here. This is just
Okay.
like a shipping area. Yeah.
So as we're walking past, I'm gonna gesture over my shoulder, like, I need, like, get me undone. Let's go. And try to get me to assist,
Okay.
unplugging the ship and pushing her out there.
All right. Cool. we have some questions in chat, and I want to answer these like as we go through too. So, questions about rolling of dice. You roll only d6 in Scum and Villainy, and you roll a pool of them, and you take the highest of all the die. So, for example, the one that's currently on the screen, there were 3 d6s rolled. Of them, we got a 4, 2, and a 3. We took the higher, which is 4. Now, in Scum and Villainy, everything is done on kind of a storytelling narrative-based system. So every time they go to roll, they actually tell the GM what they want to roll, and then I give them parameters around that to see how successful, if they were to roll high or if they were to roll low, things might go. So everything comes with a position. Is it risky? Is it controlled? And then they also get an additional piece, which is if they succeed or if they manage to get what they want, what is the outcome? How great can that outcome actually be? Is it a very limited outcome, meaning like they just needed to get through the doors, which is a pretty standard one, or it could be you hack through the military database system and you get extremely confidential information. That would be considered an extreme. So what we do is we lay it out, and then when the die roll happens, it's a narrative-based explanation. Hopefully that was a little bit a little helpful there for you guys.
And the big thing would be with a failure. So if you were doing a controlled roll, like let's say if I were punching somebody and it was a controlled thing, maybe we're in a boxing match with gloves, and I fail, I'm going to have a negative consequence, but it won't be that bad. Maybe I get a bit of a black eye.
Yeah, you take
right?
like a small.
But if it's a risky position and I'm getting into a fight and I fail completely, I'm probably going to get like a broken jaw. Maybe I'm going to get something, lost teeth. Now, if it's desperate because there are a bunch of mad, hungry people with laser knives on their hands, and I failed that bungee roll, then I could die.
Yeah, you could lose an eye or something even worse. Yeah, you could get your concussion, be knocked out for a few days. So,
and what's wrong with losing an eye?
the cool thing about Scum and Villainy is that there's no real flat failure. You never just flat fail. There's always this kind of range of activity that happens, which is pretty cool. It's one of the reasons I really like the system. So they step aside, they let you guys through. It leads you out. This gangway looks a little different. It's still encapsulated. It's kind of like a tube. There's a moving track, because clearly they move like large, heavy things up and down this, since this is like shipping crates and such. And it's still going. It's just running. It's like one of those flat escalator things in the airport.
Dev's goal is to get into the pilot seat as soon as possible and prep for flight. And also to stop hyperventilating.
All right. So when you guys make
goals,
when you make it out there, you see that there are a few ships here docked. Your ship is up a few levels, because you guys came out and down. You kind of came in opposite ways. So there are a few, ways you could get there. You guys could potentially, there are a few options. You could hijack one of the cargo ships that are here, which are pretty large and bulky. There are some smaller transport vessels that like move things around that you might be able to skip up. This is all going to be very, very risky, for sure.
Okay, wait. So you're saying like we could steal a ship to get up to the top and then get on our ship?
Yep.
Or we could just haul our ass up there.
Yeah, basically you could use okay, I'll give you 3 options. So you can steal a giant cargo ship, which is huge and bulky. It's basically a freighter. You can grab what are they're like special machine ships that just help move large pieces of cargo. They have like they house 2, maybe 3 men, and they're meant for grabbing like large freighter cargo containers off the sides of freight ships. So they could fly out in the open, but they're very small, and they're not very fast. They're not really meant for transport. They're simply meant for moving cargo. And then there seems to be some kind of pulley rig system, as if they may be doing construction down here. The bad news is that would it clearly like empties out into space and goes up to the next system. It's like an outdoor pulley rigging system where they're doing like an outside construction.
I would imagine there'd have to be some sort of elevator to get up to the upper levels.
Yes, inside. You guys came down because you wanted like another way around. So you've hit the docks, but you've hit the like lower levels of the docks. There's also the option of you can just fucking climb it. If you guys wanted to like try to do it the old hard fashioned way.
I have a question. could I, if I were in the ship, could I bring the ship down to this level?
Yes. If you can, like, undock it and not be seen, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of other things in the way, but hypothetically,
But
of
like
course.
hypothetically, there is ability to move the ship from this level.
Oh yeah, for sure.
To pick people up.
I'll look over at Dev and like, you thinking what I'm thinking? Like, take you, me, go up there, get it down, pick these guys up.
They could maybe start climbing, but I could maybe take us with the stevedore bot up there and then come down to get them.
I'll look over at the other two.
Yes.
Go.
Okay, all right. I'm just making.
Decisive action.
Yes, I love it. All right, Dev, is that your plan? You're gonna hijack one of these. I don't know why I imagine they're like blue. They're like the equivalent of a small tractor in some way, shape, or
I would
form.
think they're
Or like,
blue
you know,
too.
forklift. They're like space forklifts. So yeah, you run over and hop in. This is definitely a two-man. It usually holds two men, one to run the forklift and one to drive and pilot. Let's get. What is your?
Spammer,
Hey, by the way,
spam in chat.
Bye in the chat.
Oh no
We need
spam
to-
bots.
We need to ban somebody over there.
Yeah.
Well, here, let's start by doing this. The best thing to do is tune them out, and I'm going to ban them now. I say that. Ban. Done! Da, 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 da. Thank you.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
For the record, for all of you tuning into the Dotlight, if we ever get spam or trolly people, the best thing that we can do is just show a lot of love. So drop a couple emotes, move their messages along, and my mods will handle it. Thank you guys for letting me know. All right. So you want to talk to me about what you would like to do?
I would like to use Helm
Okay. Brilliant.
to use the stevedore bot, the stevedore machine, to move us up, right, to sort of move us up to where the ship is so that we can get in. And what I would hope to do is sort of drop my sister off at a space where she can do the uncoupling or order the uncoupling to happen.
Yep.
Okay.
And I would like to do this with a quickness. And
Okay. All right. So are all of you coming with him, or are you going to bring the ship down to them?
We're gonna bring the ship down to them because it only holds 2 to 3 people anyway.
Right. I mean,
And they're the two probably best fighters out of us. In
I-
case.
yeah.
it's
Yeah, I was
banned.
about to say, you could possibly put them in a crate. A shipping crate. And then use the forklift piece to actually carry them in a shipping crate.
if I can carry them up, I will.
Yeah, that would be great.
So
okay.
I would give you guys that
Not-
option.
I'm not above just hanging on.
Okay. That's also an option if you just want to hang on to the outside. Basically, it's got like the 2 forklift nodes out the front, so you could potentially, they could wrap themselves or hang onto it, or they could get into one of the empty crates. You guys could air seal it, which means they have a limited amount of oxygen, but you could lift it with the forklift and carry them up.
Is there an open crate so I don't have to necessarily seal it? I can just so they won't
Yeah, sure.
suffocate.
Yep.
I would like to do that, and I would like to do that quickly.
Great.
With a, you know how we were walking with a purpose? I'm going to move the stevedore.
You're flying with a purpose.
I'm going to be flying with a purpose.
I love it. Okay, let's I would say you're getting some help from your sister. Are you offering it, Midge?
That will cost
Or
you a
the
stress to
assistant.
do so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead and take that extra die.
I also get an extra die because I'm an ace pilot, and I'm I have potency with speed related rolls, and so when I resolve no, I just have potency.
Okay.
With
So one die.
But I get an extra potency.
Okay, cool. So here's what I'll tell you. This is a very risky move.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to give this one to you. Risky. The outcome of this is pretty limited. It's like get to the ship. Get in
Now,
the ship.
my potency says I can increase one of those, so may I increase the effect from limited to standard?
You sure can.
Thank you.
Yep. So it'll be a standard effect, which I'll
But this means
add.
that means I get a better effect because I'm an ace pilot than right? Then
just like we get up there and we hop off.
Just like riding an escalator.
Yeah, just like riding an escalator. So go ahead, 2 additional bonus die there, and let's get that roll from you.
Oh, very nice. Very
Critic.
nice.
Damn. All
that's
right.
a gambit for us.
That is another gambit. So that gives you guys are at 3 now. Yeah. All right. Hanovi and Janus, you guys hop into basically an open crate. You guys feel Midge as she slides the 2 like pokers down the side. You can hear the metal scraping. Lifts you up. This thing takes off. It is not a fast vehicle. No matter how hard you want it to be fast, it's just not made to be quick.
But it's just
Elevator
that much faster.
music plays in the background.
Yeah.
Just
So
that much faster.
you guys rise at this like very slow rate as you pass 1 level, 2 levels. Dev and Midge, as you guys do so, you can look over through some of the windows. You can see that they're going room to room in the military base, searching it, trying to figure out what has happened here.
Duck!
As you guys are like rising a couple floors, you finally reach the next dock tier, which of course when you pull ships in, it's got to be multiple levels. And you can see this is more passenger transport and refueling. Your ship is there. They're done refueling it. They've kind of like pulled the fuel pump off to the side. They've not been able to make a lot of patches and repairs to the ship. You can see that what used to be busy is not anymore. There are a handful of soldiers, maybe 5 or 6, that are walking up and down in this area. With that roll, I'm gonna let you have a few things. You guys come up the opposite side of the ship to keep you hidden. Nobody really notices you because it doesn't also make a lot of noise. It's a very quiet vessel. You guys pull up and off to the side because of the damages that have been done to the ship. You're able to actually pull this thing into the back of the ship, and actually it fits into the back as you set it down. So far, you guys will be able to enter with no problem, and you now have a forklift ship to go with it.
I think that stevedore bots are important. I think we should honor and respect them, so that because they do good things. Yeah.
So you're saying steal it?
No. As soon as we get in, I just sort of thinking about our history. What do we need to fly out of here? Like how locked down is a ship when it's in dock?
Right. How docked is docked?
I mean, it's docked. So somebody's gonna actually have to go over to. There's like a station, like a small computer stand where you have to like hit the button to like release it so it floats freely. It is currently engaged. And there are just soldiers kind of patrolling. They're not necessarily actively searching. They're just standing around making sure no ships come in and no ships go out.
Right. Can I shoot it?
You can certainly try.
That connects to our ship, you idiots.
I mean, it might work. Just destroying it may actually cause it to release. It could also cause it to just break.
No. Switches to concussive round.
Oh. Okay, you want to use it just to hit the button.
Correct.
I got you. Okay.
He's got mystic. He's got mystic ammo. He's got mystic ammo. So
cool.
I'm gonna get into the pilot seat with Teddy and attach Teddy to the pilot seat so that we can do our piloting. I'm not even gonna think about what's going on with guns. I'm just gonna be
go back to home base, like safe zone.
I'll be ready by the door just in case Janice can't get this, and be ready to dart out, rip it out.
So I assume this is risky?
This is very risky.
Okay.
If you manage to do this, it's a pretty standard effect. What you want to happen is pretty standard. I was going to make it limited, but that concussive round could change that quite a lot.
Alright, I'm going to push myself and use a gambit.
Alright, go for that. Wow, okay, yeah. I say it hits no problem. It hits the thing. It does make a noise, and it does draw attention.
Way over there.
Way over there. You see one soldier turn, and then a couple others, like, you hear one of them, like, very, what was that? I don't know. Hey, who's over there? Somebody yells. And they start kind of trotting that direction. You are free. Dev, you see the system lock signs, like, as they release and the hydraulics, like, free the ship. You feel it float, and you seem to have full control.
Get in the ship. Get in the ship. Buckle up. Let's go.
And as I'm about ready to go, I go, Sis, can you do anything to make it seem like? Can you mess with the computers to make it seem like some other ship or something? You know, camouflage. And then he's
literally what I was about to do. Wavelengths.
Okay.
Because we're siblings.
I love it. Okay. So you guys hop in. The sounds of the kind of bay go away. Oh, thank you for that subscription. A little renewed action. Thank you. And you guys, you now have control. So let's get the roll. You're gonna get the benefit of your sister helping you. Problem, Dev, is that the actual, like, oculus that opens up to let ships out of the air-contained piece is currently locked down.
When you say it's locked down, how locked down do you mean?
I mean, you could attempt to do a few things like...
I just mean, like, is it, like, super closed? Not, like, is it, like, there's, like, a little open, or is it really closed?
Okay. How about this? I will give you a fortune roll. We're gonna take a fortune roll to see if the Oculus if they've completely closed the Oculus, or if you want to try to slip through the last little
I'm
piece of it before it
fast.
closes off. You're fast. I'm fast.
I'm very fast.
Okay.
After our extended ride and the really slow. Only it were faster.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm fast.
All
so
right.
I'm gonna if it is closing, because I imagine the alert just happened, right? So perhaps the Oculus is closing. I'd like to slip us out right before it closes. Is what I'd like.
Okay. All right. This makes this a very desperate roll. This is very desperate roll. But I will say this: the outcome for this will be great, which is that.
And we have gambits.
And you have gambits, so you could definitely use one. This seems
I
like
think
an
we have-
ideal
I
time.
think we have 2 left at the moment.
So because I have potency on all speed-related rolls, I would like to reduce the desperate to controlled.
Oh, okay.
To
risky.
pardon me.
To risky. Okay, so we'll drop it down to it being a risky move. And you can keep the great outcome if you guys slip on through.
Okay.
You got this, Dev. I'm just strapping myself into the.
Okay, and I'm gonna use and I've got the support for my sister for a 1 bonus die, and I will take one of the gambits for 1 more.
Great. Okay.
Okay.
Damn.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
Fingers crossed, gang. Okay. 5.
Okay.
Okay, you got
And
a
I'm
5.
going to and Dev is in the pilot seat, and it is like he just like turns the ship around, punches it with he touches his he scritches, gives Teddy scritches on the head, punches the button, starts screaming towards this closing Oculus, and he is completely still and quiet.
All right.
As the ship screams towards this closing Oculus.
There's a picture of the ship for everybody that wants to see what Cerberus looks like. It takes off. As the moment you start really gaining some speed, you hear somebody go, "Stop!" And then you hear that pew 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 as they start just firing on the ship.
Flip them off.
As you do so, a green laser past your finger as they are actively firing at the ship. Dev, your steady, well-placed, piloting up. You don't even care about the shots. You know that they can't harm the ship. As you begin to fly, you gain just enough speed to squeeze through. You feel the Oculus begin to close, and you hear the scraping of the metal down the outer wings of the ship, because it is a very wide, not very good, very maneuverable ship. As it and you give it some thrust, and it pops free as the Oculus closes shut, and the ship almost to some degree shot puts out of the Oculus as you guys take flight. You see behind you the kind of bulbous area where the docks are on the space station. There is quite a lot of panic, and for the first time you hear Sis come on since you have boarded. She says, Something is wrong. I am being commanded to stop the vessel. Please, Dev, stop the vessel.
Sis, hey, it's me, Dev. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. We've got a little bit of a problem right now, and if you care about the Purloin Guild, you'll not stop the ship. There's been a bit of a problem. How much fuel do we have? Have we been refueled?
You look over, she goes, fuel is at 100%. Energy nodes have been recharged. We currently have 3 days and 15 hours available for space travel.
That's wonderful. Hey, sis, can you tell me a joke as I'm maneuvering towards hyperlane?
Yeah, you're probably like dodging and squeezing. You can see that there's a line of ships that were attempting to dock, like go into. Hanover,
and I'm just like, and I kind of like ping my sister so that she hears this conversation. If she wants to do anything about this, she can, but I'm going to keep sis distracted with good boy questions about how our ship is doing, what is going on. I'm going to keep her calculating things.
Midge, you realize in your hand you still carry a chunk of computer, almost as if you've just forgotten it was there. You've hung onto it so tight, knowing its value. Sis, she goes, this is funny. You know I am not programmed with jokes.
That's a good one.
I would love to hear a... Oh, hey, sis, I hate to bother you, but Teddy was asking about you.
Teddy? The strange robot.
You can't talk about your boyfriend that way, sis.
Boyfriend does not compute.
Teddy likes you. Go, Teddy. Tell her what you were saying.
Tell her.
She goes quiet and she says, I am unsure if you are joking or serious.
No, sis, I'm serious. Teddy has told me that he likes you.
Like, this is human emotion. Sis does not have human emotions.
All this time, I'm like going towards the hyperlane, but
yeah. You're flying as fast as you can like hit. The real question is, Dev, where are you going? Are you wanting to hit the slingshot around, or where are you headed?
We're headed. That's a very good
question. To that illegal trade station.
That's not even on our path.
It doesn't matter. I mean, you can definitely go to it. So the illegal trade station.
I mean, it's just an off suggestion.
Yeah.
Right, I'm just spitballing here.
Oh, are you? Are you now?
So that's the
no motivation whatsoever.
That's the Astrius terminal. That's the Caljovian planet. It floats around the Caljovian planet.
I have a question. Okay. So when we deliver what we had gotten, the water chip.
We haven't delivered it yet.
No, I know. But when we do, if we do they pay us? Or does the Purloin Guild pay us?
Purloin Guild pays you.
Fuck!
That being said, the item that you have acquired is
Can we get a ban?
Valuable. Huh?
We have a ban person in chat right now.
Oh, we got another ban. Oh my, thank you for letting me know.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Playing Scum and Villainy does not be villainous and scummy.
Very well said, sir. Very well said. Let me hop over and see if I can't handle that. Ban hammer!
Jeez.
I need someone to animate a little chibi version of you with a huge hammer.
Oh, yeah.
Take that clip. Ban hammer!
Done.
That would be nice.
Done!
Trying real hard.
Yeah.
Now, Dot, just a quick side note. I remember during our session 0, something came up in our discussions as a group, and I thought that might be relevant here right now.
Okay.
About how Teddy hasn't been serviced in a long time because normally they're supposed to be wiped, their mind and their personality just destroyed regularly, and that has never happened. And you had mentioned what you said was going to be one of the ticks, the consequences of not having been wiped. And that was that Teddy's got a major crush on Sis. And so I'm just pointing it out because,
Because
Teddy has a crush on Sis.
Because Teddy has a crush on Sis. Sis For the record, it is CIS, Cerberus Intelligence System. Cerberus is the ship itself. Sis, she says, Teddy means nothing to me.
I gotta lean over and put my hands over his ears.
I cannot harm a droid's feelings. It is just a robot.
No.
Not with that attitude.
Dev,
Sis.
where are we going?
Oh, that's a good question. We're going to go and finish our contract.
So
It's late.
okay. So she says you will finish your contract. There's a moment as she like computes. You see some navigation coordinates pop up. She says we are currently on trajectory for Titanus, in orbit around Petrana.
That's right. We're going to have to, because of being stranded, we're sort of late, and people need the water, so we're on our way.
Yep, saving the people. Just doing a job.
I'm really worried about their ability to get water.
Okay, so all right, so you guys fly. This is going to be considered
Bravo.
downtime. You're going to have some. Sis seems kind of. She seems like she buys your story, I guess. But I will tell you this: she is directly connected to the network, the military like network, which means she will get updates regularly. Hanovi, you took the comm system. As you get farther away, it does get static that you don't pick up. It's more like a walkie system. But that being said, it could potentially be used or reversed altered to still be able to tap in if you can extend the signal.
Especially since I generally carry a communicator with me anyway. I think it'll serve kind of double duty. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. So, like I said, you guys have a little bit of time for your... I would say not a full downtime, or like one action, but you won't have time for two.
I just I whisper to my sister. I'm like, really quiet, so that Sis can't hear us. That might be a problem if she's always in connection. I mean,
Yeah, I know.
okay,
I'll figure it out.
okay, just okay.
Don't stress. Just breathe. Just breathe. Do you need a hug?
Yes.
Come give me.
Yes, I do. Oh,
I'll give him a big hug.
love it.
Thank you.
So I guess how we'll do this so that we can still make it to the station. Is there any? You guys tell me what you'd like to do. You're gonna have about, from here to there, I'd say it's gonna be about a 6-hour trip or so. You have some time to do some things.
Hanovi, Janice, sorry, can we go to the meeting room and have...
Yes, thank you.
Can we have the, can we have no monitoring of this room for 20 minutes?
Monitoring turned off. Sis will isolate to thee. Are you in the pilot's... Where are you at? What are you wanting to isolate?
I want the crew in one space where we can talk without her listening.
Great. She says, Sis, exiting mess hall.
As you can see, it's right behind me.
I pull the med kit off the wall and bring it into the mess room with us.
Great.
You hurt?
No one's hurt yet.
Right, it's a bit late to patch the hole in your boss's head.
Mr. Janice, why did...
What the fuck were you thinking?
We were going to jail, so I alleviated the situation.
They were just gonna talk to us.
Oh, right, and that comes from someone who's never been on the receiving end of a Purloin Guild interrogation.
No, why would I?
Well, I have, mate, and it's not a pleasant experience, and honestly, I don't think you or Teddy would have survived.
But we didn't do anything wrong.
Well, obviously they thought that we did. So here's the gist of what I figured out from that situation, is that given how stupidly easy it is for them to delete information, which is just mind-numbing to me, who's to say that someone didn't delete the identification of the guy with the hand? What if the Purloin Guild is working with the Assassin's Guild?
But here's the thing, Mr. Janus. I'm just saying that if they were, I don't think it was Commander Plume, because he tried really hard to get the hard drive out of the computer. He seemed to be surprised as the rest of us. If he were the mole, he wouldn't have put the
That
thing...
was a big asshole move, is what he's saying.
Yeah, but he deleted the record of the Assassin Guild contract.
Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming, would I know? Would you have told me that you backed it up, or would I have been there when you backed
You
it
would
up?
know. You would know.
I wouldn't know.
I probably didn't tell you, but you know me.
Yeah, you know.
And you know, I do
About
have
that.
I do have something I do want to come clean about. So in the whole wreckage situation before, I did happen to come across a fractured crystal thing
I knew it.
floating about in the cockpit. So,
Oh.
Piece of shit.
Well, what? I thought it was useless and turned it into a lamp in my room. I can...
Useless. The giant glowing crystals
Well, it's cracked.
that can probably pay off my entire ship.
It's cracked.
There were 2.
I only found one. Sway.
Yep. I'm gonna have to have you roll that sway. Let's see how good of a liar you actually are.
I'm gonna push myself
Okay, take
And take
2
it-
stress.
and take a gambit. And I'm assuming is this controlled?
Oh yeah. This is a controlled situation.
I think it's risky. You don't lie to your captain.
Oh, that's true. She is captain. Okay, I'll give you that. It is risky, but the outcome would be
I
pretty.
wouldn't kill him.
That's good to know. So let's give it a great then.
He is razor's edge right now.
Let's give it a great. Oh, let me flip our die back over. That we can actually see our dice rolls. Oops. There we go. Okay.
He also reaches into his pocket, and in this extraordinary crate that we were being lifted up quite quickly, might I add, I
Oh.
did come across some Corellian beer, Foster's, Corellian for beer.
That is now canon.
Why did I ever sign us up for this shit?
Hey, I have a question. Mr. Hanobi?
I know he's taking his jacket off. Yeah.
So I'm thinking that if we just turn in our... Is there evidence we were in that room? I mean, we were only there for a few moments. I mean, is there some way we can... Is there, like, plausible deniability that maybe we weren't even there? That wasn't us? That we didn't... That there...
Yeah, if you can hack the surveillance.
Captain Ryle, could you...
I mean, I could try. Yeah, I'll get on that in a few minutes.
Because maybe if we turn in the thing, because, okay, maybe the Commander Plume is not a good guy. I don't know, but maybe he didn't tell anybody, or he might have wiped some things. Maybe he didn't want people to know. I don't know, but maybe
We
we
really
can.
have the time to do that before Janice, kind of shot his head off. But speaking of which, I'm still gonna check your room. You know that, right? What's that old Earth saying? Trust but verify.
We have to help the Purloin Guild to make sure that if there's something, and also we killed somebody.
No, mate. I killed someone.
Oh.
In self-defense.
No.
That's a matter of opinion.
Hanovi's rolling up his sleeves.
Oh, that doesn't look good. And Dev just like scoots a little bit farther away from Hanovi because that's worrisome. He's scary.
Listen, all right. He's small fry anyway. I look over at Hanobi. You're gonna tell me everything you know about this assassin guild.
No.
Do you want to get off the ship at the next port?
Yeah. If you want to play threatening chicken, yeah, I'll leave. We'll see how long you last.
Been doing this a lot longer than you have.
Have you?
Can we just be nice?
Hanovi pulls his vibro blade.
Oh. Mr. Hanovi, what are you doing with that?
He says, "We just killed my mentor.
Oh,
The man who trained me. Gave me a place to
didn't kill him.
sleep."
Trust me, it wasn't my judgment call either, so...
Given your mentor deleted the Assassin Guild contract, he was
I
probably
don't
in on
give a
it. But
shit.
that's none of my business.
And he looks at Janice and he says, "Ever since I got here, you've been butting up against me. And I've not said a thing. I've let you peacock around and fuck off. This is too far."
I'm just gonna lean back and watch this all unfold.
So what you're saying is you don't like to be called beefcake.
Stealing, lying.
What have I stolen? I don't know what you're talking about. And what have I lied about?
Hanovi puts his hand on the table and cuts his own pinky off. At the knuckle.
Fuck? What the fuck?
Des.
It slices so easily, like through butter, this vibro knife, through the bone, through the meat, and it just kind of falls to the ground and rolls and stops.
And you two were worried about me being crazy.
Dev immediately grabs the med kit and the finger. He's like,
Hanovi's like opening the med kit with his other hand, sticks the vibro knife into the tabletop, and opens the med kit.
That's mahogany.
Yeah, it like it's now got a permanent like burn mark.
can I help? Let me help. Help.
And he says, "That's my recompense for not killing you before you killed Plume. You have no..."
Listen, you two have got to stop it on my ship. If you want to leave, leave. If you want to leave, leave. All right? So, you're going to have to get along for the next 6 hours. I don't care. Or you can get on the ship, the little escape pod, and eat yourself out of here.
So here I am, Captain, trying to, make amends and give you this broken crystal that I found, and go above and beyond in trying to do the right thing for the group. And
As
this guy's over there cutting off his own fucking
lean over
finger.
and sucker punch him in the face.
Poor Dev. It's just.
All right.
If Dev is over here, I'll be like, "Hold this," while I'm my hand, so that he's like busy with something.
That you give Dev something to do that involves helping people, and so he's able to help with the bandaging, which calms him down a little bit.
All right. Midge, just for my knowledge, because I won't make you like necessarily roll against him. You're not necessarily looking to like knock him out, are you?
No. Just get him to shut the fuck up.
Okay. Yeah, she clocks you one. It's definitely not the hardest punch you've ever
I got
had to
baby
eat
hands.
in your life. But she
Baby mechanic hand.
Yeah.
Hey, they fit into small spaces.
You kind of lay into Janus, and as there's this sound of the nap of skin against skin, and the punch kind of rings out, and Deb's just trying to stitch a finger back on, you hear the voice of Sis. "I'm sorry to interrupt. I know I am supposed to be not in this room, but I must report we are getting a strange signal in from enclosing ships.
Where are they coming from? Like, what ships?
There's a moment of silence as she clearly is like running some things, and she says, "There are 4 incoming ships. 2 of them are combat vessels.
Purloin code?
2 of them are prisoner transport."
Go!
Oh, I hustle over to the cockpit. Don't die, and I leave the mess hall, and I hustle, and Teddy just like hovers behind me as I make my way towards the cockpit.
You kind of run up there. You see them. The like boop, boop.
Identification. What is their friend or foe? Their friend or foe identification. The FFI. Where are they from?
They're not going to be marked as Purloin code. The 2 combat vessels are definitely military.
I'm going to hail them as I am making it like I'm peeping best way out in case this goes bad.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. You want to hail them first, basically. They have not necessarily reached out to you, but
yeah, and because if they look like, I'll say, this is the Zero Gravitas. Noticing ships on a course. If you continue with this force, you might run into us. So should we course correct?
There's a moment of silence, and then a voice responds. This is Captain Charles Vance.
Hello, Captain Vance.
I don't know why he's Charles Vance, but he is now. This is Captain Charles Vance of
Vance Refrigeration.
of the President's military. We are currently running squadron search parties across this sector for a Cerberus ship. You match our identified vessel.
Oh, what for? We're delivering cargo.
There's a pause. It makes you palm sweaty because it's kind of long. And then he comes back and he says, "We must come aboard your vessel and search it for military purposes." He's clearly trying to like be stealthy about it, and he says, "If you have codes, please send them over."
Oh, yes, we do. I have to get my captain, but could you just, I'm just the pilot, but could you wait 1 second? I have to get her here.
Holding.
Crew, they want codes. If we have some, or alternate ones, or different ones, something we can give them. I'd like to talk our way out of this. I'll wait for you on the bridge. Captain Vance, the captain's on her way. My captain, not you, of course, but mine, is on her way up to the bridge to give you those things. By the way, you know, I served in the military as well. It was good times. Where did you go to your basic training?
Oh my god.
This is a secure line.
Oh, but I mean, where you go to training's not secure. I did mine over on that swamp planet. It was pretty terrible. You know, like when you're there in the summer and like it's really, really humid and there are those terrible mosquitoes that just like eat you up. That's the worst, right?
After you talk for a minute, he comes back on. He says, "Please, just send us the code so we can move on."
Oh, right. Sorry. Captain Ryle.
Would I know, the code? I'm assuming we know about the code
so you would have a series of codes, really. You'd have one that like identifies the ship. You'd have one at the bottom of your contract. There's like a couple. There's like a almost like a barcode or QR code that signifies not necessarily the mission that you're on, but that you are on an official business, so that you can be left alone. You can also technically run each of your like fingerprints and send it over to them to let them see your profile.
Dev has this idea and he goes, "Oh, wait, I have them." And he pulls up the codes on the contract.
I was just thinking that. I was just thinking that.
And passes over the codes and the ID from that other crew.
Very nice. Very nice.
We are twins.
We're twins.
You guys send the information over. There's about 2 minutes of just dead silence in space. it can be deafening. And you guys hold your breath as the comm comes back. All clear. Thank you for your cooperation. And you watch as the 4 blips on the bloop, bloop, kind of part and go off in different directions.
You're a genius!
Sis comes over the intercom. Those are not our codes.
I didn't ask.
Hey, sis.
Hi.
It's good to hear your voice. You're very calming.
This is the voice I was programmed with. It is optimal for space travel.
That's true. So we're just gonna head over to finish our mission. But we actually have 2 now because we picked up a different mission. That's what that one was. We want to finish the mission of someone else who died.
This is a noble cause, but goes against the Purloin code.
But shouldn't all missions be completed?
Yours first.
Well, we're gonna do both.
She kind of has to compute this. Computers don't really understand the concept of, like, selflessness. And she says, I do not understand your reasons, but you are the pilot. I go where you go.
Thanks, sis.
You are
That's
welcome, I think. Did I use that appropriately?
Yes, I think.
Good. You did good.
Teddy always says you are welcome.
He does. He's a good bear.
Good bear. All right. You guys are free to continue. Whatever it is that you're doing.
Great thinking. Great thinking.
You had it too.
I was literally about to say that. Okay. I'll head back into the meeting room.
Uh-huh.
Lean against the door frame.
Janice is going to begin, like, indulging his vice.
Great. Okay, good. Go ahead.
Yeah, so, my baby brother just saved your ass. Both of your asses. You could thank him later. Or now. Whatever. If you two can't at least pretend to get along for the rest of the 6 hours, I'll take his gun and shoot you both myself. And maybe myself, just to put me out of my own misery. So this has been a stressful day. We need to have a talk, whether you like it or not. Your name was on those documents, Homa. And they're looking for you too. And I'm sure that you think you can get away. But this is my ship, and I'm the captain. And when you're on deck, what I say goes. So you can boss me around whenever we get to port, whatever you feel you want to do. But for now, you're gonna follow what I say. Capiche?
Hanovi's buttoning up his jacket. He says, yeah.
Cool. Now get the blood off the table.
There are... Oh, man, they are quickly working towards a consequence for you guys.
Oh, God.
They are trying so
God, we
hard to
got
get it
through
in this
everything
time around.
else.
They want it. They want it so bad. Oh, man. Hang on. I'm gonna update it. So... You start drinking, indulging in your vice. You're welcome to take all the benefits that come with that as per the game rules. In addition, do not forget that you have the chunk of computer from the military base. If you wanted to take a look at it, you could. You guys are almost there. You've taken quite a bit of time. You've been kind of tracked. They've left you alone. But all in all, you're going to be able to complete your trajectory to the space station with no problem.
Just for the record, Deb said we were going to go and turn in that thing, and that's what he wants to do. But there's a captain, and the captain ultimately says where they're going. So if Midge says they're going somewhere else other than that space station, he will go there. But he's sort of like, I'm stressed out. Let me do the right thing. The right thing is turning in the water thing. So that'll be, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do I have to roll to indulge my vice to kill off some of this stress?
You roll your lowest attribute.
I think there's a button.
There's actually a button to indulge your
Yeah.
vice.
Underneath
Oh,
background.
sweet. Okay, awesome.
Yeah, so if you take a look, I believe, at the sheet, there's a button. I gotta pull up Roll20. Hang on.
Yeah, indulge vice.
Yeah,
it's
it
right
should be
underneath.
right under your...
Steps.
Yeah, right there it says vice, and right next to it should say indulge vice. If you click it, it should do it automatically.
So, in order to make amends with Hanavi, I invite him to have some fantastic Foster's Karelian for beer.
Jesus Christ.
Right, Hanavi, note I did not say beefcake. Why don't we try to make amends and just for the betterment of the crew, try and get along. And you know what? Let's toast a beer or two and see how things sort themselves out.
He takes the beer from you, and he puts the severed pinky in its place,
Oh,
and he
Ew.
says, "We're even."
Sweet. All
And
right.
he taps beers.
What a bromance.
Men are so
So-
weird.
So, because like he's technically assisting me in indulging my vice,
Sure.
do I get a bonus die out of that?
only if he wants to give stress to do so.
Yeah, he'll have to take stress to give that to you. I mean,
I think I'm giving enough stress.
I was about to
get
say, I feel like chopping his finger off qualifies as plenty of stress for the day. So a permanently lost finger, I'm gonna let him not take the 2 stress. Because
So
who
do I
knows?
still get the die?
You can still get the die, but he lost
Alright.
a finger. Definitely lost a finger. Nice.
If
I have 6 stress.
you have 6 on you right now,
Yes, I do.
So you clear it
you
all.
did not overindulge.
You did not
Sweet.
overindulge. You cleared exactly the right amount. So one of the cool things for all of you at home, very quickly, before all of this ends, is in downtime you can indulge a vice. It's part of the character building process, and when you indulge that vice, the stress that you take throughout the game minimizes based on the highest roll.
I don't think I can indulge any of my vices.
Yeah, I mean, you can technically indulge a vice anytime you want. You just have to.
No, actually, I just don't think I can because
Dare I ask what your vice is?
I murder people. No, that's not.
Hey, the first time I played Scum and Villainy, I actually had I played somebody that had a vice who enjoyed taking robots apart. That was what they did. They liked ripping robots apart.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
No,
It's
I
my
like
space serial killer.
It's a space serial killer. It's good. No, I either will be doing hover racing, or acquiring books, like paper books.
Oh, you like the actual hard? Yeah, no, I don't think you can do any of those right now.
I cannot do any of those right now.
Is there anything else we want to do before we arrive to the space station? Did you guys want to take a look at the chunk of computer? You also had the comm system, the earpiece that you guys could attempt to boost the signal on, because Sis is going to have another $5. We're good, so close.
So close to doom. I mean pie.
I mean, bye.
So I only say that because we can just hop to the arrival if nobody else has anything they want to do aboard the ship.
If Homo will let me, I'll see if I can rig up that earpiece to have a little bit more range.
Okay.
Because that would be very helpful.
That would be. Go ahead then, and let's get a roll for that.
Okay. We're gonna do a rig.
I have points in rig, so I will assist.
Very nice.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay,
Thank
cool.
you.
2 stress, or 1 stress, and she gets the extra
I'm
die.
assuming it's controlled.
This is a very controlled setting,
Okay.
yeah, or situation. The outcome for this could be great, though.
Okay,
If
cool.
you can actually tap in without them knowing and you can hear the military comms, because here's the thing. Sis is Purloin Guild material, which means that she's not getting all the military stuff. She communicates straight with the Purloin Guild computer.
Okay.
Holy crap.
Oh.
Yeah, no problems. They don't notice you. You tap right in.
Nice.
Sis even says, I hear new voices, as everything kind of and updates. And you guys now have what is in essence like a one-way to listen to comm activity on the large military base. Immediately, there is extreme amounts of communication and activity happening. A lot of it happening through like odd words and codes. Not everything makes total sense to all of you. But it is very clear. They have reported the death of Commander Jacques Plume.
Do they know who did it?
They are currently unsure. They are running security footage, and they do believe that it was an inside job. More importantly, over his death is the fact that there is now a bad virus. That's kind of what you can pick up, is that there was a virus released inside of the military computer.
We should probably get rid... So, is there anything we can do to... Maybe the virus will take care of that? We're in trouble.
Yeah, you say that again.
The way that I see it, our best course of action right now is to figure out who put this virus here. Figure out a way to quarantine it that may buy us an in with the military branch. Finish this delivery for the Purloin Guild.
And disaster strikes.
Just in time, people.
No!
Just
What?
in time. Literally. Yeah, find out next time. No, I will, there will be some consequences. The consequence meter is full. So
We get pie?
I get pie. It's pie time.
let's have some consequences. You guys pull up to this space station. This is unlike any...
Titanus?
Yeah, yes, the Titanus, yes. It's one of the largest space stations in the galaxy, in the Byzanti Capuli system. It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's made of a lot of glass so you can see in. There seems to be a lot of greenery on it. The wealthy of the wealthy live on this place. There are some large ships that are docked. These are what are known as entertainment ships, cruise ships, gambling ships, those kinds of things that bring people into the station for visiting and then back out. Dev, are you just going to approach to dock? Is that the plan?
Well, first I want to give a peep. I want to just check to make sure nothing is weird. Like, there's not an ambush waiting for us. Like, they didn't call and say, hey, if they show up, shoot them out of the sky. Not that I'm being paranoid. I'm just, wanting to note, because I've got keen eyes.
I also have a question.
Uh-huh.
The codes that we gave the military guilds, could we also give them to the docking station? As in, like, we're just taking the identity of this...
To some degree. The contract itself is what is connected to the item that you're delivering to this place. So if you give them their codes, they're not going to match. Now, you could give them their ship codes, but the Purloin contract code is very specific to their job, and is not registered to this place.
But could we give them the other ship's ID to get us onto the station, and then...
Yep. Possibly, yeah, for docking purposes. You would know that you're not going to come in like the civilian side. You would come in like the actual like backside where the freighters and stuff pull in for large amounts of food delivery and those kinds of things. They would never let you guys pull into the front and just deliver this item. Plus, it's been pretty hush-hush that one of the water machines are not working because they don't want people to panic.
Actually, we should probably use our real ID because I do not want to mix those two together because it would associate our cover ID with our real ID, and we probably should mix and match those.
Sounds good to me. Take us in for landing.
All right, Captain. This is the Zero Gravitas asking for permission to dock. We have business on Titanus, code 01 Alpha Foxtrot Mike 73.
There's a moment, the information relays over. A female voice comes to the other side. It's almost like gargly, as if she's like gargling water as she speaks. And she says, "Cleared for arrival."
Just, and then I say, "Sis, we really need to find a way to change our IFF codes so that when we get out of here and we finish this, we can have, you know."
I'll work on it.
Okay. You're better at that kind of stuff than I am. I'll bring us in. Watching for shenanigans.
For shenanigans. Yeah. You dock no problem. They greet you. There's just a person that hooks you up and makes sure that the claws grasp the ship appropriately. And this dock worker, kind of young person, I would say a young alien, kind of walks up. Their feet are kind of flat and webbed, and they splat, splat, splat as they come up. They have a strange green ooze that seems to cover, like mucus, that covers the exterior of their body. And he said, "What are you delivering?"
Dev is now confronted with people who are not his crew, and he just looks to Janice or his sister, and he just sort of shrinks back.
We have official business, and would I flash the are they allowed to see the icon?
No. I mean, they're allowed to if you want to show it to him. I don't know how much it mean to him. You would probably have been given, remember, you're given, codes for this, a QR code.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
So he would say, code here, please.
Yep, 782541169.
He looks at the little screen, you type it into, and goes, "Oh, this one's important. Let me get some help." And he kind of waves this large hand at a group of people who come over, and they gesture to the ship. They go on board unless you guys stop them, and you watch as they the item is removed and taken in. And he says, "You guys have done a really great thing."
Yep. Business as usual.
Now they're gonna have all the water.
I totally give him a high five.
He high fives you. It's kind of sticky, and when he pries it apart, it leaves an odd mucus on your hand.
Well, we should be going. Y'all have a great day.
And he goes, "Wait, you need a receipt." He walks over, he boop boop boops on a computer, and he comes back with a very narrow slip of paper, and he hands it back to you. No problem at all. And he goes, "You could hang around tonight. There's supposed to be a big party."
Yeah. We just need to get
there's a party. You said something about a party.
We got a party.
The biggest party of the year.
Go to. Yeah, that sounds really fun. I hope you guys have a great time.
Food and dancing.
We'll take the fuel, and we gotta hit the road. We got a long road trip.
Right, is one of my old crewmates used to say, beach episode.
We're going to Venus. Yeah, heard it's lovely this time of year. So
I've never heard of that. Is it
it's in a different. You wouldn't have heard of it. It's
one of
really
those brothel stations, isn't it?
Yeah, it's yeah. So we're gonna get our fuel and we're gonna hit the road. But you have
let me help you with that. And he kind of goes over. He seems to be kind of pittering, and he hooks you up, and you watch as the gas meter's slowly rising, so slow. It's getting kind of awkward. Janice, what are you and Hannah be doing as they're kind of communicating with this very strange creature here on the docks?
I have to do it. when Dev shrinks away and backs up away from all of these people, he runs into Hanovi.
Of course
And
he does.
Hanovi puts the hand with the bloody bandage on it on his shoulder
Oh god.
and leans in real close. Like Hanovi's beard is touching your ear close. And he says, "Thanks for saving our bacon." Pat, pat.
Oh,
It's a little hot.
thanks. Hey, I have a question.
I may have an answer.
Do you think they have books here?
I thought you were going to ask for drugs. Yes, they probably have books here.
They would probably definitely have books there. You know for a fact they'd have a lot of books on the next station, that the one on the outskirts.
Do you think there's time for me to try to find a book before we leave?
Yeah, we should stick around for a little while anyway, unless you don't want to meet an assassin.
And at that, there is a voice, actually. Get out of my head, JB. There's a voice of a woman, kind of a little ways down the dock at the next ship. And she says, yeah, in case you don't want to meet an assassin. What is your...
Wait, she's nearby. Like
She's right
not
there.
over-
She like comes from around the ship. You just hear her voice. You turn, and she's like leaning.
There.
What does Hanovi's girlfriend look like?
I was gonna say,
hot.
meet Aya.
Yeah, Aya.
Aya is very slender and very tall. I imagine she's a kind of Xeno, like very, very humanoid Xeno, but very tall and slender, very angular with larger eyes. Just looks like a human kind of stretched out a little Gumby-like, but still very, very attractive. And she dresses extravagantly when you're out on the town.
And she is dressed for tonight's party. There is no doubt about it. The little dorky dude that works the dock's like, whoa.
I'm just gonna say I feel incredibly overwhelmed, and you're just it's very short, 5'2", covered in grease,
Yeah.
little.
She comes walking
Little fish.
over in this very, she basically swishes as she comes over in this very graceful way. And she says, you're not gonna leave yet, are you? The party's just begun.
And Deb, just like the frog person, goes, "Whoa."
Is this really the crew you're traveling with now, Hanovi? Oh,
This
wait,
is
do you like
Deb.
me to call you Hyde?
You can call me whatever you want, sweets.
I know. And she boops you on the nose and, like, walks off in this sachet, and she says, are you coming?
And of course, the awkward thing is that Deb is right in front of Hanovi.
Yeah,
So,
she's
like,
not even
Reaches
noticed
his
you.
long limber arm past you.
Just passed over you and, like, boops Hyde on the nose. And she says, are you coming? I suggest you follow me, considering the fact you're being tracked.
Let's get you a book. I shake Dev and start walking with him,
Oh my god.
clutching the teddy bear.
I'm already at the end of the dock, like wondering where the alcohol is.
But you're like, party! I was
it's-
here for the party!
It's a fucking party. Let's do it. Let's go, mate. Yes.
I smell bad.
Oh, Unmade Gaming just rated us just in time for us to close out. But as she makes it to the door, she sees Janus like raise his cup in a party like hoorah. She turns around and she smiles. She says, "Well, at least you'll have a good time before all of you probably die."
What? As Deb is being.
She doesn't mean it.
And she goes, "Oh, but I do." And she rounds a corner as like the train of the very slinky dress she wears trails behind, leaving the four of you basically to follow her into the space. The dweeb at the dock simply goes, "Me, I follow her to the end of the solar system."
Oh, go pump some more gas.
Well,
Sis, let us know if anybody enters our ship.
Mitch,
Yes,
please
lock
ask his
the ship
name.
down.
Mitch, please ask his name. I want to know him forever. Please.
Yeah, me too.
Name, I'm not there. Midge, can you ask his name?
Is there a name tag?
yeah, he wears a name tag. It says, "Hi, my name is Dweep the Derp."
Jeff.
He's Dweep Derp Jeff.
Dweep derp Jeff.
Dweep Derp Jeff. Jeff is a surname. He took it because nobody could say Dweep Derp. Not with the right accents, anyways.
It's the T in there. You know, it's
Dweep Derp
little.
Jeff. We're gonna end there. I will say that I had no plans of bringing her in until next round, but we went ahead and dropped her here for the party, thanks to chat making consequences happen. For those of you that just rated, I hate to tell you, but we are actually closing out tonight's game, but thank you so much for being here. So let's say, there's a lot that happened. But let's go around first, let you guys tell us who you are and where we can find you online. I'm going to drop some links in chat to all their Twitters, because I did a good thing and made an actual bot for that. Let's start with, we're going to go in the order that this comes out, because I actually have no idea. First up, JB.
Hi, I'm JB. Most people know me as Drop the Die on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, pretty much everywhere. Tonight, I played Hanovi Hama, a Native American muscle in Scum and Villainy, who ended up cutting off his own pinky because he killed his mentor with this group of crazy folks that he's with. Tune in next time where we hang out with my assassin girlfriend.
No big deal.
It'll be fine.
It's dating in space. It's fine.
Oh
my gosh, I love it so much.
Meaning to long distance.
Sorry, that makes Jason next.
Right. So Jason T or JT D&D DM from Twitterverse, where I talk all things tabletop gaming related, mainly D&D. Living it up as Janus, the wily scoundrel who definitely likes to spice up a campaign through various forms of shenanigans. And I warn you, if you didn't think he was already in his element, now you're putting him in a party scenario. If you think shit was bad already, I've got something to tell you. So, yeah, next episode should be quite interesting, so please do tune in.
Yes, the four of you rolling up in what is probably the most high-class party in the galaxy of the year, with a teddy bear, a missing finger, it's gonna be...
What's wrong with the teddy bear?
He wears a suit. His vice is this.
Oh, no.
Oh. Your vice parties?
Yeah. Yeah, good suit, fine dinner, good wine, and gorgeous company.
Oh, good. You're standing next to a very squat, smelly woman. So.
You guys may have to find yourself something to blend. You may have to have a shopping episode. My girlfriend and I go shopping. No. Okay. Next up we have Trooper.
Hi everyone, I'm Trooper SJP, and you can find me at Trooper SJP on Twitch and Academic Foxhole on Twitter. And this is my Urbot Teddy. I was playing our pilot Dev, who is the younger brother of our captain, and not used to just shooting people in the head.
No, but you made some really smart choices today.
Mm-hmm.
He made smart choices. He may not use a weapon, and his best friend may be a teddy bear. His sister built him. But we don't have to talk about that when you're making smart choices.
Oh, I just want to make a plug. Tomorrow, on my channel, Trooper SJP, I'm going to be reading the terrible, terrible novel Atlanta Nights. But around 7:30, I'm going to be doing gamer stories where I interview a gamer who talks about how they got into gaming and what does it mean to them, and talk about their thoughts. And our guest for tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern Time is none other than Little Red Dot.
Yay! I'll be there.
So tune in for that, and then you can find out all sorts of things, like where did Dot go to school? What is her theater background? How did she end up having an empire of RPG goodness on the internets?
This is a really bizarre story.
I'm excited to hear it.
It's really bizarre. You say that, and you're gonna be like, wow, Dot, is that really true? And I'm like, yeah. You're like, cool, we're gonna cut the show short now and everybody's gonna go home. No,
it's only a little bit of assassination.
Nothing but a D&D book.
And last but certainly not least, Adelaide.
Hi, that's me. I am playing Slip, Midge Slip, the older sister to our very speed racer pilot over there.
Speed racer.
Yeah. She's, I guess, a little bit of a firecracker.
A little bit.
A little bit, and it's super fun to play. I rarely play charismatic characters, but I've been pushing myself to do so more often. And I'm also going to be in the Casgardis game this weekend on Capricorn Cross's channel, where I'm playing Ophelia Fournier, a warlock that was a statue for 150 years in Strahd's world.
I have a character kind of like that.
Really?
He was a monk and he was trapped in stone. And when he came out, he lost his memory. And he named himself Friar Stone because he didn't know what else to call himself.
No way!
Yeah,
That's so cool.
But mine was not in Strahd's world. That's way scarier.
Well, you know, it happens. It's a normal Tuesday. Yeah, so really excited for next week. Or if we do next week, whatever. Next episode. And yeah, it's been a blast. Today was something.
So good.
Also, apparently Trooper and I are like mind twins, so.
Right? God. That being said, I never know where my players go with things. You guys all know that I'm kind of an improv GM. Like, I have things planned and I build this world and stuff is like churning and happening, but like how you interact with it is totally on the players. So it's been really interesting. I did not expect you to kill Commander Jacques.
I'm your worst nightmare.
Yep. I did not plan for that. That was not in the plan. I even wrote his name. I wrote him a whole backstory. This is why I don't write things as a GM, because my players kill it. And they shoot it in the head. And that roll you made was just... So anyways, this game has been tremendous. I'm very excited to see what you all take away from it and what Assassin Girlfriend can add to the mix. And we can thank all of you in chat for making Assassin Girlfriend show up. So thank you for those consequences, because Assassin Girlfriends come with consequences.
And I think you said in chat, I it looked like you wrote down that she was going to be a problem, but I think you must have mistyped it.
Oh,
and you meant that it was just gonna
definitely. What I meant to say was she's going to be just a gem in the life of the party, and definitely not here to cause problems for all of you. So that being said, that's why we choose to date assassins. I'm Little Red Dot. This is my channel. If you are here, simply hit that follow button. It's free, and you'll know when we go live next time. I actually think we have, gosh, what do we have? Nothing this weekend on the channel, but you can catch me in a few other places throughout the week. Tomorrow, I'm over there with Trooper. Thursday, I've got 2 games, so whether you're East Coast or West Coast, I will be streaming between Unmade Gaming's channel, who rated us earlier. Thanks, Mike. And Margaret Crone's channel, where we're playing some Witch Girl goodness. So that's Thursday. I'll post about that on Twitter. And then Saturday, you can hop over to Roll For It's channel and catch me in playing a very old maester in a Game of Thrones, a Dornish maester nonetheless. I have a beard.
So good.
I have a beard. So if you ever want to see Dot with a beard, and it's a big beard, you can hop on by on Saturday and check that out. More importantly, you can just follow me on social here. And I want to remind everyone, if you're headed out to Gen Con this year, I want to encourage you all. We're having a meetup. The Dot kind of was like, we should all meet up. So we're having what's called the Dot Con. The Dot Con is our mini-owned con at Gen Con this year. We're going to be meeting up for drinks and stuff. You can check it out there. That's just going to RSVP to let me know like how many people are coming, so I can give the bar a call. But I encourage you to drop by. Please come meet everyone. It's just a social event. I'll be there. In full Dot force, as will all the other Dots. Other than that, I think we are pretty much set. I want to thank everyone again for donating tonight and supporting, and we'll be back next Tuesday, same Dot time, same Dot channel, for more Scum and Villainy. Until then, last week we said don't do anything Janus wouldn't do, but I feel like you keep stepping it up a notch. So this week, I'm gonna just remind all of you that chopping your finger off is maybe not always the best option for coming to terms with your mistakes. You take that for what you will.
Works.
But it works. Until next time, everybody, we'll see you then. Bye.